instead of how I want you to link it. Because for some
I
reason I
don't
thought mine was
know.
well, anyway, hello everybody. This is your girl, Miss Green Eyes Net in the building. And we also have with me today.
This is Marilyn Monroe, and this is a pop-up live.
Yes,
Pop-up.
like
Very
this is
like
a
we didn't invite people. We didn't say we were going live. So if no one logs in and sees us, it's fine. Just play it again. Interact
play
with
it again,
the
put it on
yeah.
repeat.
That's right. That's right.
So surprise, we're here.
Surprise!
It's something we're
Surprise!
doing. Like we explained, we're new to this. It's something that we wanted to do. We wanted to play around with something like this for years, but
Mhm.
we finally jumping on to do it, and we just felt like popping up so we can see what we can do. You feel me?
All
So what we
right.
talking
So
about
we
today?
so we are actually streaming live currently on YouTube and our Twitch page. So hello YouTube and Twitch. We did not choose
Hello.
um Facebook because we want our Facebook wonderful friends to come over toward Twitch and YouTube. So we're
Yes.
gonna get exclusive um
Twitch
lives.
and YouTube stuff.
That's it. That's it. So, so tonight, pop up live, we are going to discuss co-parenting. This is going to be several parts because I plan to have an actual or a few actual co-parenting couples on the live for the future, and then also our third party, Miss Real Estate Michelle. She will be also wanting to put her words in on co-parenting because that's obviously something that we all um, have to do. So we are all in co-parenting mode.
Yes, we all have been there, done that, or still do it.
Yeah. Okay. If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So go first. Tell me, let's talk about like, let's just, again, this is the culture. So this is all culture stuff. This is stuff that everyone goes through. Anything that we discuss is not just a Maryland and Green Eyes only. Or so this is something that plenty of people have to juggle. And in some cases, it's a struggle. So tell
And we
me
share
about
our stuff so that we can
yeah.
let it be known that it's real life, and in hopes that you share your things, and everybody, when people talk about it, it makes you feel better, and people don't understand that. People don't do enough of that. So we're gonna start and you can finish.
That's
So
right.
how do you want me to start?
However you want to start. You
So
tell us about your co-parenting experience, how it's going, how it
well,
started.
it's always been great. So I've always been the baby mama who has never put any of my baby fathers on child support. It was a choice of mine that I decided to make because, for one, who wants to sit in the courthouse? Not me. I have a profession. I'm a career woman. I don't have time to be taking off for court when I can be going on trips and hanging with my kids. And that's what I chose to do. And we get along so well that it was easy for me to choose that option because all I had to do when they were younger, of course, call and say what I need, call and say when there was an appointment. I was there. I never had any baby daddy drama besides the fact that when I decided to be in a relationship with them, that's the only dramatic
Oh
part,
wow.
but real life. But we get along great as parents, all of my children with their dads. So, and they all
So how many children
love
do you
their
have?
six.
Okay.
I have six children. Two of them are heavenly children, and four of them I have with me still. The oldest being 27. Look, now I gotta think about it. I'm so old, and I got so many kids. The oldest one is
Yeah.
she's 27. My only son is 22, and then my baby girls are 16 and 15. So right now I co-parent with three different parents. And of course, co parenting with your 27-year-old still exists. She's still my baby. She has a baby, so that's my grandson. So we still communicate as far as me and her dad for our grandson, the games. We text each other, we share pictures. So it's real life. Like co parenting never stops, no matter how old the kid gets. And I can say I'm blessed because everybody doesn't have the great co-parenting fathers in their lives that I had, you know what I mean? And where they lacked, their parents picked up. So my kids have amazing grandparents as well. So I've had a great experience with co-parenting. I have a lot of friends who don't and who have stayed in the courthouse getting child support or trying to get child support. So I just thank God that we talked about this on one of our other episodes where growing up with a great dad is the reason why I feel like my children have great dads and the reason why I wanted to keep a great relationship with them because no matter what you say, it's important. If you can't have a two-parent household, you should try to have two parents in the kids' lives always. I know it doesn't work out for everybody, so this is just me speaking on my experience. So, but
Mhm.
I am blessed to have some good, I'm gonna say baby daddies because that's what they is. They just my baby daddy. I know
Okay.
you hate stuff like that, Marilyn. That's why I always do
I do. I do. I'm like,
it. You was like, I saw your face. You went, okay, but it is
that's
okay
terrible. I'm sorry.
because they my baby daddies.
They your baby daddy.
But how about you? How is your co-parenting? Because okay, for Twitch and YouTube before she starts, we're real life cousins. And I know there's a lot of people that say they're cousins because they grow up with each other, but we're real life cousins, like family cousins. And then Real Estate Michelle is also our cousin. And when she's on here, we'll do the breakdown for you guys on that. But the questions that we ask each other, we already know, but we're asking as part of our podcast to share with you guys. So that's that breakdown, and back to you. So,
Okay.
how was it
So
for you? Because you were a teen mom like myself,
yes,
and
I
you
had my
started
children
off,
rather early. I
yes.
graduated high school early. I graduated high school at 16, and that summer I turned 17. And so I had my first in my teens and my second 10 months later. So my first two sons are 10 and a half months apart. So that's why I'm still super young. Um, Yes, super young. But anyway, so I just want to kind of give the definition of co-parenting. So co-parenting is when two people are no longer romantically together or in a relationship that shares the responsibility with raising children or a child together. So with that said, my situation with co-parenting is my children. I have four sons. Um, and maternally it's three sons like you know I raised four but have carried three. But with that said, I know this is gonna sound bad, but I'm being truthful. Culture, I'm being truthful. My children are grown, like grown adult, they're men. And I'm not gonna run down the ages, but they're legit men, and the youngest is 15, and I will share that. For the three, it's for me, it's no such thing as any more co-parenting. Because they're grown. The relationship that needs to thrive is between them and their dad. Um, am I still cool and like in good terms with the father? Yes. However, it's just not a need for me to be in the middle to share anything unless it's an emergency and my child can't communicate that with their other part. But I don't co-parent. Once my child became of age, it was no co-parenting needed. I think a lot of people kind of get things twisted between the word co-parenting because they want to continue some type of control, contact. Come on, I'm about to preach because I'm gonna hit you with these C's. Control, contact, communication with the other party by using the child. And especially if your child is of age, um, I don't think it's necessary, especially when it's if it's not a situation you really care to continue to have conversation with this other person. It's not necessary. It's just not. It it's just not. We're not going on vacation. We're not having Sunday dinner. Not to say we can't if necessary or need be, but it's co-parenting for what? My kids are capable. Thank you, God. I've raised great sons, but they can communicate themselves with their parent, other parent. So if there's no
And,
such thing as
and see,
co-parenting with me.
and what you saying, let me preach. Yes, I felt it. And you just heard two different versions of the story because I am one of those people who still have a relationship with all of my children's fathers. And no, I'm not with any of them. One of them is married, one of them is on vacation. And the other one is actively in my life because, like I said, my two baby girls are 16 and 15. So, with that being said, I feel what she's saying because I do know some people who do that to their children's father. Like the dad just wants to be a legit co-parent, but they're like, oh, their kids are so young that they use that kid to call the other parent.
Yes,
They might
yes,
even coach that kid what to say to the parent just because they
yes.
want that parent to come over. Now I'm gonna say I have been that parent back in my
Mhm.
younger days when
Yeah.
I had kids. Because let's be real, I told you I had six kids, so let's be real. Who wanted to raise all of my kids are 2 years apart? Who wants to raise those kids together by themselves? Not I. So if you out here having fun, of course I'm gonna tell the baby, call your daddy and say you hungry or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think it's a level to it as far as like the younger parents may tend to do what you said, try to control the children's
Mhm.
father and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Or
Because
mother, vice versa, for
vice
sure.
versa, we're gonna
Mhm.
speak on we speaking on the baby daddies because we have them, so we can
Yeah.
relate. But I do, like I said, my oldest daughter is the one that has my grandson, and I can say she has a son where she could have done that because he's still young, but she doesn't. And thank God she watched this her independent mom work a career, take care of her, but still she went to see her dad on the weekends. And actually, she went to school from her dad's house and came to see me on the weekends. Did that make me less of a mother? No. Sometimes you have to do what you got to do, and you got to let the village help you raise your kids. Like, it's real. Some people will sit back and struggle and not say a
Yeah.
word, and closed mouths don't get fed. Trust and believe. I had six kids that I raised all of their lives, always been around me, but they've been around their villages just as much as they've been around me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Um,
I like
yeah.
co-parenting. It's fun.
It's fun when it's need for me. It's fun when it's needed because the child is like, a minor, and it's, communication that's needed because I think adults speaking with adults is necessary, like especially when the child
Mhm.
is underage, because a child, you can't leave that um communication part up to the child to say, well, you tell your dad XYZ, or you tell your mom XYZ. And it's just like the game telephone. It's gonna come out wrong. And you're giving that child ridiculous responsibility to do something that the parents should do. But like I said, once they just get like a certain age, and granted, I'm a piggyback what you said. When I was, again, I had my children very young, my first two sons very young. Um, and they had the same dad. And I was toxic in a sense of when maybe a new girlfriend came, because of course, we were still together. So it makes sense. I would say, nope, you're not seeing them. Nope, they can't come around. I would keep them away. Some other events happened that made sense on why I kept them away. Total sense. And he, after it was all said and done, I don't think he quite understood, but he always referred to me as um, his favorite baby mother. Like he was like, you, and he has a few other baby mothers after me, of course. I was the first. Um, but he would always say, like, you're like the best baby mother. Like, I didn't give him any drama after that. After we connect, like we disconnect, and it was just like, okay, that's it. I didn't give him any drama. I didn't give him a hard time. Um, but again, after our children, our sons became 18, I was the communication. I've raised my children to be able to speak for themselves and advocate for themselves. So, especially with their other parent. So I didn't need to be a part of that anymore. And again, it's no bad blood at all. If he saw me, actually, he every now and blue moon, he'll hit me up and be like, "Hey, girl." But other than that, it's co-parent is done. My 15-year-old, absolutely, we co-parent, and it's co-parent as needed. Um, but again, it's almost like a business when you co-parent. You have to be clear-headed. You have to be, you know, respectful, just as you would in a business or for your job. Because you mentioned like you're a career woman, I'm a career woman, so just our good face going into a position that's like massive. We have to be respectful, listen, not be offended, that type of thing. We have to go in that way when you co-parent. But again, I know quite a few people want to co-parent only so that they can continue that communication confusion. Let me finish with these C's: communication, confusion,
Yes,
conflict.
yes, yeah.
Um, yeah. So, and that's because ultimately that other person is and I'm not talking astrological symbol or sign. They're a Cancer. They're toxic. So they
Yes.
want to seep into your life any way possible to try to manipulate things, to manipulate the child's thoughts and views of you. Co-parenting can be so nice and wonderful. And so many people make it so negative and hard. And it's not. It doesn't
No,
have to be.
it's not. It
It
doesn't
doesn't
have to
have
be. I was gonna say we can't say it's not because
yeah.
everybody chooses their own battle, but it
Yeah. It
really
doesn't
does
have to
not
be.
have to be. It
No,
doesn't.
no.
It
But
doesn't.
like I said, it's
It's
the
a little
C's.
more
I'm running them
peaceful.
C's that I'm a wizard with word with them. Yeah, I'm a lyricist. Don't sleep on me. I'm a lyricist first.
Yeah,
Before this
yeah.
stuff,
I can't
I'm a
wait for
lyricist.
that episode.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah. So
whole another one. That's gonna be the one I host. I can't wait. That's
yeah.
something. I'm all smiling because I already know what we in store for that one. But I don't want y'all to get it twisted when we talk about co-parenting and I'm like I'm cool with the other parents. I am, but let's go back to what Ty Marilyn Monroe said. Basically, not my older kids. Like I run into them at my grandson's games and stuff like that. We
Right.
speak. We may be on the sidelines talking, and we mostly talk about the grandson when he's at your house. What he
Mhm.
does, he's crazy. Oh, he act like Bree, don't he? Blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
say we'll do stuff like that. But as far as me and the two youngest, we are very cool. A lot of situations happen and you think you're not going to be cool with somebody, but it shows how cool you really can be with somebody when you overcome those situations. And it's not really, things aren't really as big as people make them sometimes. Like,
True. True.
yeah, things happen, life happens. And on some other episodes, you will find out exactly what I'm talking about when I say life
Yes.
happens because we've been through some things with the co-parents that made you feel like you were never going to be able to co-parent. So were there
Yes.
situations where I thought I was never going to be able to co-parent with one of the other ones? Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
my, but they used to say, put on your big girl drawers. I had to put on my big girl drawers because it's bigger than me. It's the
It
girls.
is.
Like I would never want them to not like their dad because I don't. Um, I'm real big on not speaking hurtful things about their
Good.
dads in front of them. I'm real big on that. Now I will call you up and light your ear, Marilyn Monroe. I
Yeah,
will
I
light your
agree. I
ear
agree. And
all
I
the way
think
up
I
and
think
down.
again, I think the feelings a lot of times with set co-parent, healthy co-parenting back is the feelings of the past relationship or torn relationship of the two individual, the parents. Honestly, sometimes the children become the parents versus the parents being the parents. So, but of the
Amen.
parents, and a lot of adults and parents want their child or children to adopt their way of thinking negative about the other. Just because they feel that way, they want to share that with their children so that their children could feel or see that point of view in which that's not cool. This is their mom or this is their dad. Like, why would you want them to see that side of them? That relationship is different from the relationship you have with them. It's
Yeah,
different.
because you know what that gets you? That gets you nobody else to watch the kids because now your baby daddy don't even want the kids to come over because they don't like him because you don't like him. So
Mhm.
I've watched that happen in real life where
Do.
the baby mother dogs her baby father in front of her kids so much that the kids don't like him. So there in return, he doesn't want the disrespect. So he doesn't come and pick them up and take them out and do things with them. So now
Yeah.
you're at home with your kids talking about their dad don't want them. Like, would
Yeah.
you?
I'm gonna
Would
tell you
you
something.
want?
People, man, woman, child, dog, fleas will no pun intended, fleas any type of conflict. They don't want it. And like you said, if it's a mom having to face that negativity that has been developed by the father toward with her kids, a bit like eventually it'll turn someone away because
Hmm.
ultimately, as a parent and your child speaking to you in such way or being aggressive to you in any way, you know, as a parent, you could hurt your child. You heard that saying, I brought you in this world and I will take you out. I'm gonna tell you something. Co-parenting also does not mean they're biologically yours. Because again, I mentioned I have four sons, and the third of my sons I did not have. No surrogate. Oh, yeah, I guess it was a surrogate, but I raised him since he was very little, like 2, 3, and he is my son. And and I had to, on a twist, co-parent with his mom, his biological mom, and it was broken off on, but we accomplished a mission together. Um, and I think actually her and I did a lot of we did most of the co-parenting. Her and I, like,
Amen.
yeah, like you would think that the father in her,
Right,
and it
because
was
that's
more
a
so
big
me and
one.
her. Her and I was co-parenting like a mug. Like we were like
That
in there. And
that's big,
she trusted me in its entirety with being the mother to her son.
which
She
is
she
important.
recognized it wasn't always like that. Let me just be clear. And one day I may have her on because that's why it's going to be part one. So it's going to be
Hmm.
several parts. So it wasn't always that way. It always starts off like, this woman, she's that, and it didn't take, it took a little while, but she realized like this woman has a great heart. She has his best interest. And, you know, if I could pick anybody, yes, it would be her. So, um, but yeah, I think, it takes real adult understanding adults. Everyone is not mentally able or emotionally able to co-parent. They're
They
just
are
not.
not. They are not. And I can speak on it, like I said, just watching other people go through it because I'm gonna always preach that I don't know anything about that life, not getting along with the other parent of my child.
Mhm.
Because for another thing, I want to point out, in a sense, you chose your child's other parent. because that was the person you wanted to be with at the moment,
Yep.
at the time, at the
Yep.
whatever. So I think the reason that I get along with them is because I had relationships with them. I was married to one of them, so it's like it's not just people that one day I was out at the club, I was at a Diddy. I mean, too soon, right? Too soon. I'm just joking. I'm just
Okay.
joking. But
Mm.
I was at a party. It was not like I was at a party. I met somebody, got pregnant, and boom, I can't stand this person. No, I was in relationships with these people. Maybe once upon a time you thought it was going to go somewhere, and then it just didn't. Just because you separated doesn't mean that
Yeah.
we still remain friends afterwards. We don't want to slit each other's car tires or push the other one when they're walking in front of you or trip
Oh,
them up or anything like that. Just saying, because I do know
yeah.
some people that have had children
We do know.
by other people, whether it be men or women, and those parents are absolutely horrible parents. Like I've seen it. Like I
Mm.
look at some of my friends and be like, or like you had a baby by her, or you had a baby by him,
Yeah.
like, ugh, because I wouldn't have chosen them, and I obviously didn't. So
Yeah.
I get it. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the things I see with negative co-parenting is like what I grew up with. Now I can say, on another episode coming soon, like as far as parenting, like I don't feel like I had growing up the great parenting that I give to my children now. And that would probably be why I am the way I am and I choose to get along with their dads because I don't want to have what I had growing up. And they
Yeah.
don't. My kids are very much so spoiled, all of them, all the way to the 27-year-old today, all the way down to the baby. They are all spoiled, but that comes with great co parenting because they're spoiled by me and their dad.
Yeah. So it says there's three different types of co-parenting. It's parallel parenting. There's conflict
Yep, they go
co-parenting,
that C. You must have been
and then
studying.
no, actually,
You
no.
know?
You know,
No, I'm
that's
messing with
college.
you.
I mean, that's college. You know, we got them degrees and stuff. So it don't go
That was
nowhere.
good. That was good.
And then it's cooperative co-parenting. So again, like I mentioned,
I'm
but
cooperative.
again, the C's. Yeah. So I think definitely like the parallels more so like we're on the same page. We don't need to let's just stick to that. We stick to this and we good. And then like cooperative is like, we working together, have plans of action, that type of thing. And then of course the
Hmm.
conflict, the third one is.
Conflict
Um
is just like, look,
yeah, conflict.
how did
Hmm.
I meet you? How did this happen?
Yeah.
That's how I think a
Hmm.
conflict parenting situation would have to come from. Like, you just met this person and you really didn't know you was going to have a baby by him and it just happened. That's how I feel. Because, like,
You
why do
didn't know?
you don't know? Shout out to
You don't
Cam.
know? You don't know?
But
Yeah.
because I can't think of any other way. I mean, I can think of some ways because there are ways that relationships end, like if it gets physical or something like that. That's a whole
Yeah.
different type of that's a whole different type of situation where you probably would have some conflict parenting. But
So there's a
you,
question. I got a
oh,
question. Another, yes, it says, do I have a right to have my I'm sorry, do I have a right to have my new girlfriend around my child?
woo, 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 woo. That's so touchy. And I'm gonna say it to you like this because I've been through it, and quite recently when my girls were way younger,
Mhm.
and it's okay if the new girlfriend doesn't try to replace you or try to be you because I have girls and I'm a very much so mom. Like I'm always there for them. So I don't need anybody else to do anything other than be dad's girlfriend. That's it. So if you come into their life and you try to be me or be better than me or outdo me, they'll tell you about yourself real quick and knock you back down on your pedestal because there's no need for all of that. So Mm, I mean, eventually, if that's going to be dad's girlfriend, your kids got to be around
Mhm.
them. So
So I'd say, for me, um, it has to be a serious girlfriend. It cannot be, um, you can't be a serial dater. You can't have a new girlfriend every month and it be okay with me that you have my child with yet another woman, exposed to another woman, another spirit, um another set of spirits. No. If this woman is not like a serious, wholesome, decent woman with a decent track record, no. Like,
right,
no, you have the relationship with my child. Your extracurricular activity does not need to be
right,
exposed to my child.
right,
So,
right.
no. I'm just saying. So if this girlfriend is definitely, like I said, a decent woman that's kind, that's mature, that's emotionally and mentally able to stay in position, stay in lane, um, then yeah, absolutely. Like, but if you're just like girl number 2409, no.
Right.
So
And that is the difference. Like, no, you can't have the club girl around my kid, the girl that
right.
you was chilling with the night before and you blocked her yesterday. Like, no, she can't be around your kid. But like sometimes even like the ones that are gonna come in and be the girlfriend for a minute, it takes a minute as a mom. Like you wouldn't be a parent if you weren't worried about somebody else being around your kid. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't
Yeah.
be being a parent. Like that's just called being a parent because you should always be worried about who the other person is around your kid. Because
Yeah.
let's be
Just
real, you can't trust nobody.
just as you are as a parent, like wanting to tell your children about their friend selection, you want to kind of practice what you preach and have that same to say to the other parent, like, look, I don't think that's a good idea. And again, and I think co-parenting is proper communication. So instead of calling this person up, man or woman, saying, look, in my, like it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I think, again, if people stuck to the term of like, when it comes to their child, they're creating and cultivating sees, um,
Honey,
like
dumb
a
Cece,
big,
where?
a big corporation. Let's keep it C. Let's keep it C. And it's it's important to share, views and opinions, but be respectful.
Hmm.
And you can call that other person and say, look, let's talk about Ebony. Ebony is not someone that I feel as though is a good fit for my children to be exposed to. And could you please consider, holding off or allowing me to, see something different maybe? Um, because I don't want now a lot of us, and I say us because again, I mentioned back in the day, because I had my kids when I was young, when I was first year of college. But um a lot of times we don't want our children around other women because we are jealous of the fact that the other woman is the other woman.
Been there.
So we gotta get past that. After a while, we have to like digest it and get past it. So
And we should be allowed that grace period, and the other parent should understand that because for my situation, I can't have been with somebody for 15 years of my life and be okay with seeing you with somebody else. And we have children that are probably just as old as we've been together. You know what I mean? So yes, you do have to digest that person. Like, don't take it the
yeah,
wrong way because I keep saying I have the cooperative parenting. Don't take it that we walk around and everything is all
glitters and
milk.
butterflies.
Yeah, it's because it's not. It wasn't. Let's just say
Right.
it wasn't. It is now, but it wasn't. It took a while to get this way, and it's better this way. I like this lane. I don't like the other lane. The other
So
lane is bad
another
news.
question. I'm getting these questions in my inbox, which is funny. So
I like it.
yeah. So another question is, can co-parent Can co-parents get back together?
Oh, that was a deep swallow when I swallowed my drink. I'm gonna say yes. I have not. I'm just strictly co-parenting. Like I haven't been with, but have I wanted to probably be back with one of them? Yes. But
Mm,
I'm content with where I am. You know what I mean? So I can say yes, because sometimes you move too quick. Like sometimes just because you had the child, you tried to build this relationship that you weren't ready to have, but you thought it's something you should try on for the sake of the
yeah,
kid. But sometimes, let's be real, everybody's not meant to be with the person that they have a kid with. Like I know it's the
right.
ideal situation, but it's not for everybody. So yeah, you could probably get back with your baby daddy, baby mama. Because Maryland do not like those words, y'all. I swear. If you want to get under her skin, little FYI, you say stuff like that, but like I said, we're family. So this is just me and how I always been. So she knows. But I love watching her face when we do the podcast because normally we are doing our telephone conversations. So now I just get to see you when I say it like
So what words do I not like? Please, you can expose me. Go
so
ahead.
speaking of co-parenting, she would not like it if I had said I was a single mom because I am. Because I am, but I kept that back all this whole podcast because Maryland does not like that. And and I get it though. I get it because we've hashed it out, we've talked about it, and my version of being a single parent
Oh
is real.
God.
So when with that being said, with that's why you don't like. I know that's why baby mama and baby daddy get on your nerves too because you don't like single parent, like the word single mom. I'm a single mom.
I'm a single mother. I'm a single. I'm like, okay, damn. Like
You
that's
yes
like
you
whenever I
are,
tell people I'm a woman. Like, okay,
and it's
we
almost
do
like
that.
for you you like yes you are single and you're a mom. Good job,
Yes.
good
Like,
job.
what is that supposed? Like, what merit? Like, what type of like additional accolades? I think being a parent, raising their child alone, be the like being the custodial parent, it's like commendable. It's so many other words we could use versus I'm a single mother. I'm a single mother because again, I'm a, no, no, you my cousin. Real talk.
Right, right,
This
right,
is
right.
no disrespect because this you do this to be
You
smart
know,
with
we
me.
had this
But
right because and
I
we had this
can't stand
conversation already.
I can't stand when people say baby daddy, baby mother, single mother, because to me that is like that is almost like negative talk regarding culture.
That's exactly what you said
It's
when we
culture.
had this
It's like it's a
conversation.
negative. Yeah, it's like a negative like a negative kind. It's just a negative description for our culture, and so many other cultures make fun, use those terms specifically to make fun of us.
Right, and like in comedic skits and all types of stuff
Yes.
like that. So
So it's just it's kind of like, come on, we gotta. Like, so when we
it,
start using words like custodial, non-custodial, I am the main parent, like just, but it then
right.
elaborates the vocabulary, and it's like, okay, well, we got a little, So we have 3 people that are tuned in. Hello, hello,
Hey
hello.
everybody, and thank you for tuning in. But in our family, I am that cousin that's always gonna be petty and testy. So baby mama, baby daddy, is she not gonna uncousin me? So
No, I'm not. I'm
so
not.
it's just I just always have to bring it to y'all attention. So if you ever want to, that's a short enough way to get Marilyn not to answer your DM.
Yes,
I'm just kidding.
the first time I hear you say I'm a single mother, I'm
You can be
say,
like,
girl,
okay, okay. You just forward them to me. Forward them to me.
room to her, because I don't want to hear that unless we're doing taxes, and we're gonna get to that later on in the new year. We're gonna do like our new year will be our new season. It's gonna be a different look for the podcast. It's gonna be more polished, because again,
And you will see us
we do this
so
as a
much
hobby.
more.
We do this as a hobby. This is just a hobby of us conversating and communicating and just getting with the culture. So it's nothing like, this is not for attention.
No, we literally do it because we love it. This is what we do every day anyway without you guys around, but we wanted
Yeah,
to do it for you guys, for the culture, because we think it's really important that we share things that sometimes people don't want to talk about.
that's
People
right.
are uncomfortable to talk about. And especially this co-parenting episode, we wanted to do it so you could see the seriousness and the funniness of it because we have two different versions of it. And
Yeah,
I know I joke around and say, "Oh, we get along so great," but once upon a time we didn't. And that
right.
was my younger days. We get along now because my kids are grown.
That's right.
I don't have to deal with them. I show up at games where we're all in one accord because we're there for one neutral purpose.
That's right.
But other than that, I don't be like, after the game, we going to a club.
At the
Like
game, the
we
after
don't
party.
ah
After
we
the
but we don't do all of that. We don't do all of that. That's
no.
that now that's a bit much because one of like my oldest daughter, her dad is married. So there goes like, okay, yes, we're cool co-parents and we're grandparents now, but if we started hanging out afterwards, it's like now everybody has to go and
Yeah,
you don't have to like everybody. You don't have to like
yeah,
your I don't have to like anybody he gets with or he doesn't have to like anybody I get with because we're grown and our child is grown and it's none of your business. It's so good when they get older. I can't wait till we do that episode. I
I
love
think.
having grown children.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. My kids won't come on, but I think
Mine probably won't come on, but we can talk about them.
yours will come on. Yours will
I
come
know
on.
they would though. Especially my oldest daughter. I tell her to
Yeah.
come on.
So
She
I just so like Green Eyes and I to all those who just came on, like we are just talking about co-parenting, and we're more so talking about our both individual experiences of co-parenting and what we face for now. I also
If
broke
you're
down a
co-parenting,
definition.
please share.
Yeah, I broke down a definition of co-parenting. I explained my views of co-parenting, and I went over the three types of co-parenting. This will be part one. We plan to do several parts. I plan to bring, if any, well, I only have two.
I might
Um,
bring one of mine.
yeah, I
One of
mean, I'm
yeah.
open. I have nothing to
I
hide.
think I
Okay.
think one of mine will come on and you'll see like how easy it can be. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
it how easy it should be because like we are just everybody's situation is different. So I don't want
Yes.
you to feel like because I do it, you got to do it. No. What's that
It's a
old
problem.
saying? If
It's a
she
problem
jump
when I
off the
do it.
bridge, would you jump off the bridge? No, I wouldn't. Like, no, I would not. So,
Okay.
you
But
know,
yeah.
we used
So.
to get some harsh sayings when we was kids. Like they used to say some things that when you think about it now, you be like, "What? No, I wouldn't do that."
Mhm. And
Yeah,
if you ever want to see a parent stop wanting to be a parent, not wanting to, I take that back. If you ever want to see a parent disconnect from their child, is when you turn your child against them. Because when you turn that child against that other parent by just lies or elaborations of what or your side or anything like that, um, really, I'm gonna be honest with you. It'll work for you in your favor for the time being. But I promise you, like one day things are gonna connect. Things are gonna make sense. It's poison. It's poison to your child because of the hurt or pain or dislike you had. And for a parent to disconnect and say, you know what, my hands are up. I let you have it. Because again, like you said, the sayings our parents used to say, I brought you in this world or I raised you, I will kill you, I will hurt you. And a lot of parents feel that way when it comes to disrespect. and things like that. They'll walk away before they hurt their child. A good parent anyway.
Hmm.
So not a Joe Jackson.
And let me say, on that note, with just because you're not with the other person and whatever reason it is they chose to leave the situation, because we don't know anybody's situation and why people separate, because no one,
Yeah,
I don't, sometimes you just don't ever get that answer either.
that's
But
right.
to touch a note on what you said, don't take that out on the parent to the kids, because you're
Yeah,
upset because the relationship didn't work. And now you're telling the kids, no, you don't call mom or don't call dad. Like, you don't get to do that. Like, you get to let the kids decide if they don't want to do that. And let's be real, no child is ever going to say they don't want to speak to their parent. Like,
yeah, yeah.
if you grew up with those kids, they're always going to want to speak to them. And it just always hurts me that people do that in real life. People
In real
don't let
life.
their children talk to the other parent because that parent decided to leave. Grow up. It is what it is. Like, it's
Yep.
what your grandmothers used to say. It's plenty of fish in the sea. Go fishing. Learn how to fish. Snag one up and stop being so petty. Like, it's
Yeah.
petty to make those type of decisions. Like, it's
Yeah.
never good to talk about the other parent, because let's be real. When the truth comes out, and it always does, and it doesn't matter how old the child is, it will flip back on you. And
It
I've
will.
seen it happen all the time. I've seen it happen all the time. Like, the kids are younger when it's going on, and then when they grow up and see what really happened, or realize, like, oh, daddy really was like that, or oh, mommy really was wrong. Like,
Yep. They start connecting the dots. They start connecting,
yeah,
they start seeing it. Or if they don't see it and they forever stay blinded, you will never had a good relationship because you're cursing yourself. Another C word, curse.
another C word. You are on it. I should have wrote all of
Girl,
these
that
down.
vocabulary
I'm
is
gonna go back and watch this episode. We're gonna count up how many C's you dropped for real.
thank you, thank you, thank
We should have did like the Pee Wee's Playhouse every time you say one. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So 3 people are watching us. If one of the three, if all the threes, that'd be great. I don't care. But please, culture, you're the culture. I want to hear from you. I want you to say hello. I want you to tell us your scenario briefly, of
Tell us
course.
where you're from.
Yeah, tell you, yeah, where you from? Where you watching us from?
And
You are
answer this question. Are any of you actively co-parenting? Since that's what we're
yes.
talking about right now. We'll ask that question. And if
Hmm.
not, do you know any people that are co-parenting? And have you seen some good vibes or some bad vibes on it?
Yeah. Yeah, we are actively streaming now on YouTube and Twitch. If you do not have a Twitch account and you're streaming from YouTube, please create a Twitch account, find Culture Club Conversation or Convo, or find the real Marilyn Monroe. And then also you have Miss Green Eyes
Yes,
Net
yes. And
that is
that's what
on
I'm
Twitch.
on my social. Yes, I'm on Twitch.
Yes, find us
I'm new
there.
to Twitch, so
Yes, we're new to
bear
Twitch.
with me.
We're new to Twitch. We're new to this.
We're
This
new
is
to
again
this
a
and
hobby.
that.
This is something we do because we chit chat, talk, and we even do it in a other forum. Outside of this, we do Zooms and we do all this other stuff that we did. So it was just like only necessary to do like a podcast to include our culture, our people, our family, our cousins. No pun intended, even though her and I, but
Real cousins.
you guys, So we want you guys to let us know what y'all want to
Yeah.
hear about,
And
what
let
y'all want
us
to talk
know,
about.
send us any topic conversations that you want us to talk about, because sometimes there are things that people want to talk about, but they don't want to mention it. But if you listen to other people say it comes out better and it makes sense. So,
And we have our scenarios this Friday coming because every 2 weeks we do what's your scenario, and
and
you are
I'm
to
dancing hard.
email or inbox us either a question or a scenario of what's going on in your life or what you're going through or friend going through in the best way you want kind of guidance or help, and we're not professionals, we live professionally, and we've lived a life. And so we
Shout
just,
out to Rihanna.
to live your life.
Because that's what if y'all don't know me by now, you will know that when she talks, I always hear a song and something that she says. So if I just shout out
In
an
real life.
artist while she's talking, she gets it.
In real life. She does this every time. And I'm like,
Every but you catching on.
yeah,
Ah.
I have no
But
choice.
yes, what's I'm dancing while she's talking about what's your scenario, what's your question, because that is my
Yeah.
absolute
So
favorite
our
episode.
email is culture with a C, club with a K, podcast@gmail.com. You can email us. You can be anonymous. I mean, we'll pick at least 4 to 5 questions and scenarios to read on this Friday, and answer. And, and of course, if it's super serious, we will be super respectful and serious
Yes.
about answering your question. Me, sometimes I just take it all the way left.
Yes.
And I'm just, yeah. But
And the
this is,
scenarios get real. Let me tell you, like I've heard some crazy scenarios since we've been doing this. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like she said, we do take things seriously, but I'm goofy by
yeah,
nature, period. So as you get to know me, you're gonna know I'm goofy first. I could be goofy first and serious, but I could also be serious. But sometimes I have to react because I be like, what? Like, because
yeah.
it's something that I may have never been through or something I don't know, but we give our opinion and then we allow the culture to chime in and give your opinion as well.
Also, back to Twitch. I want to make Twitch live for us. So I will say this. I go live on Twitch at least 2 to 3 times a week now. As a matter of fact, after this podcast, I am going to drive up to a 70s party. I'm not gonna party, but I'm gonna just pull up because I was invited. Oh, actually, shout out to Jay. She's a faithful with the Culture Club. She watches our repeats, and she's here in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and she has invited me to the 70s party here in Columbia, that we will be attending tonight just to show face. And also shout out to Marie from Irmo, South Carolina, that actually hooked me up today, at the Mac counter at the Columbiana Mall. She gave me 2 lip glasses, gloss, and for free, because guess what? She saw our podcast and she was
Shout
like,
out.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. And also toward Christmas, we plan to, if in fact we at least get 100 subscribers, we will give away $100 to a random subscriber. So if you tell a friend to tell a friend, or if you are not subscribed, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you could possibly win the $100 gift. So yeah, we about that life in real life.
Yeah, it'll be a
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Like we said, we doing this for the culture and we finally can do it for the culture. We're finally places in our lives where we can take the
Mm,
time to do things for the culture as well. So we
yes.
we not trying to be bigger or better or badder than anybody else. Sometimes you just born that way. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm like that too. So don't get it
Oh,
twisted.
very
But
cocky.
very cocky. It is nothing wrong with me. I have never felt like that. So back to co-parenting with me not being with none of my children's father for Marilyn Monroe's sake.
Thank you.
For me, it sounds so hard to come out, but for me not being with any of them, I'm gonna be the cocky one to be like, it wasn't me. Shout out to Shaggy.
Yeah. So, at the corner of our podcast tonight, you'll see a QR code. That QR code, if you are streaming from Twitch, it will take you to our YouTube. Our YouTube is where all of our podcast lives, recorded information, and videos are housed. This is how you could repeat and look at some, comment, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, we do have a community tab that has some crazy questions and some polls and that type of thing to stay in touch and tune with us. And that's going to be
And we
always
pay attention
updated,
to
especially
those
during the
too.
holiday, because I'll have time during the holiday. We like my cousin said, Miss Green Eyes, we are working career women. But we do still take time to have fun and to network and to be a part of our culture because that's mandatory. Period.
Yes, that's
So
mandatory. And with everything that's going on in society in the world today, we all need to stick together on a serious note. It's too much things going on in our community. And if everybody just chime together, we could do better. Everybody has a skill. Like we're taking our skill of communication that we do every day, and we're going to put the community, you see, with the C words. We're going to put the community together, and it's not gonna be overnight, but it's gonna
um,
happen because we have episodes where we talk about grief and we bring on grief counselors. Our cousin
yes,
Michelle is a real estate specialist, and she's gonna be on to help you with the housing market. So if you're looking to buy, purchase, or sell a house, she's the
yes.
person that you want to know.
Or you
So
can also reach out to Lachey. Lachey is amazing. She's a realtor in the Anne Arundel County or Maryland DMV area. Lachey, if you want to find her, you can actually come onto my Facebook, which is Ty MD Monroe. And what is Lachey's last name?
let me look it up right now because she is
Lachey,
one of our supporters and she
super,
is
super
new
amazing.
into the real estate as well. So we would
Yes,
like to shout her out
yes,
for
Lachey,
actually always looking out for us. It's always
always
been genuine.
showing
I've
support, always.
I've been a part. It's Lachey Young. Young as in
Lachey Young.
Lachey.
Yes. Yes, look up Lachey Young, and if you are interested in buying, selling a house or whatever, commercial property, whatever, she will help you. We also will have credit specialists on the show. Tip: if you have an LLC, make certain that you look up the reports that you have to do the end of the year of this year. I forgot the actual name of it, but please make sure that you complete that paperwork so that you're not fined by the IRS. And I'll post that on my Facebook page. So if you follow me, we don't gatekeep. We drop the dimes.
Yeah.
We provide you with the information. We have the education, experience, and connections of people. If in fact we are not in that industry, we have family and friends that are, and we will bring them in and actually have them share and pour into the culture. And that's our ministry, not just our hobby, it's our ministry. So,
Yes, and we had some work emergencies going on the other day when we had a podcast that we were supposed to do called No Church in a While. So we need you guys to tune into that when we re-advertise it because it's going to be real. It's going to talk about why people don't go to church and connect with church the way they used
that's
to,
right.
how we grew. We grew up in the church. So
Yes, we
therefore, why are we still not growing up in the church? So there
did.
are reasons as to why people don't go to church, and we want to hear them. Do you think you know them? Are you a person who stopped going to church because of church the way it is now to compare to what you grew up with? I
Yes.
can't wait for that one. That I
Yes. I'm
cannot wait
excited
for
about
that
that one.
one.
And then also, we're going to have a very much serious and important story that's coming also. It's a story of Miss Green Eyes. Um, the smiles that she gives, the jokes that she offers, and all of what she does. She has a story of loss, major loss, a mother's nightmare, a mother's nightmare.
Yes,
May
indeed.
16th, 2020, May 16th, 2005.
2005. Yes.
That's what it's gonna be. We're gonna title it The Story of Green Eyes for May 16th, 2005. I guess you said
Yes.
20. Yeah, and she's gonna tell it. I'm not even gonna give anything away. If you know, you know. But
But
a lot of, even if you know, she's gonna share with us.
you're good if you
Some
know it's
details.
things you don't know and probably
Yeah.
questions you've always had. So you can tune in because you'll also be able to ask me anything you want to know about it. Everything. So if you watch the beginning of this episode that we're doing right now, you know that I mentioned that I have 6 kids and 2 heavenly children. So there's your hint. So definitely tune in.
Yes. So other than that, do you have anything more, Miss Green Eyes?
I don't. I would like to shout out the 3 people that tuned in and watched because we are new to streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So I would like to
Yeah.
applaud you for taking the
Thank
time out of your
you.
night to follow
Thank
us
you.
because we are new to this. We're definitely going to be true to this, and everything we do is for the C word culture.
Culture. So good night, everyone,
Good
and I
night.
hope you have a great night. And if you don't have a Twitch, create it real fast because in the next half hour, I will be live and I'm gonna be bum rushing a 70s party here in Columbia, South Carolina. So
I can't
follow
wait to
me.
see it.
Yes, I
Put on your
am
Twitch
the real Marilyn
notifications.
Monroe. The
Put on your
real
Twitch
Marilyn Monroe on Twitch.
notifications.
Follow me. Yes, yes, yes. Good night, everyone.
Love you.